So the way that we're going to harness the wind is we're going to make a sled kite, and that's what you saw in the first picture. And it's made out of some materials that I think most of them you can get from home. So you're going to need a trash bag, a ruler. I have some skewers that I got, but you can use chopsticks. You're going to need a scissors, a hole punch, some tape, and some kite string. First part is you're going to have to get the measurements. So the most important measurement are the length of the skewers. Mine are about 12 inches, but since skewers have a pointy end, I cut the tip off. That's close enough. So you need 2 skewers, and you need to measure the length of the skewers. So like I said, mine are about 12 inches long. And if you look at the finished project, you can see the skewers are like the ribs of the kite. So I measured a garbage bag, and you can do it on the fold, which works really, really easily. You do it on the fold, but I'm going to show it to you out farther so that you can see what's going on. So what I did was I measured 12 inches, and then I measured another part of the square, and that is 12 inches plus 4 more, so it's 16 inches. Okay, then it's easiest if you do it on a fold because you only have to cut once. So when I fold it in half, this is 4 inches and this is 4 inches. And then from the square, I measured down another 4 inches. I did the same thing on the bottom, except I made one smaller triangle to here, and one larger triangle to there. After you've got everything measured, you're going to cut along the lines, and you're going to do it on the fold, so you only have to cut once. So when I remove the cut pieces and open my kite, it looks like this. Okay. The next part, we are going to take our skewers, and because we don't want any sharp objects, we're just going to cut the tips off. If you have pointed tips, your chopsticks won't. And we're going to lay them down that way on your kite. Now you can do it that way, or I also like to do it by putting the tape on top of the skewer already, right in the center. So it looks like this. And then I could trim the extra tape. You can just rip it. I'm using masking tape right now, but on my other kite I used clear Scotch brand tape. You can use either one. I just thought it would be easier for you to see with the blue tape. And then we're going to put it from corner to corner and press it down. And the same thing with the other rib. Make sure it's centered and on. Trim your edges. And stick it on corner to corner. All right. You've got just a little tiny piece of tape, and you are going to put it on the points of your triangle. And you're going to put it so that it's on both sides. So I'm going to put it here and here on one side, and here and here on the other. And then you're going to take your hole punch and punch through the tape. This way the tape is kind of a reinforcer, so that when you put your string on, doesn't tear your plastic. The next thing you're going to need is, I have a 30-inch piece of kite string. 30 inches is a ballpark. If you want to make it a little shorter or a little longer, go for it. What I like to do with mine is I like to put a little loop. So I fold it in half, and then I put a little loop knot in the center, and that's so that it can attach to the kite string. And then I'm going to tie it in either hole. And I'm just going to tie a double knot. 1, 2, and a double knot on the other end. And then I've got one more piece to do. So here's your kite. It's ready to go, except for one important part. You'll notice that my original kite had this really cool tail. What the tail does for the kite is it gives it stability. So if you notice, mine are kind of like this yellow color. You can cut your trash bag up in strips and do your tail that way. The longer, the more stable, but then you need a stronger wind. And if you notice, I kind of cheated a little bit. I just cut off my pull ties for my trash bag, and that was my tail. Whichever way you want to do it, experiment with it. Each kite will fly differently, and will fly differently in different strengths of wind. So, all you have to do next is tie your kite string on and go have fun.